Hi, I'm Dan Fazio with GI Jobs, and I'm talking today with leaders from Jobs Ohio about why Ohio may be a great option for service members, veterans, and their families who are looking for a new home after the military. I would like to allow them to introduce themselves to you today.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to be here. We really appreciate the time today. My name is JP Nauseef. I'm the president and CEO of Jobs Ohio. Jobs Ohio is Ohio's private economic development corporation. We work outside of state government, but very closely alongside of state government to provide world-class economic development to improve the quality of life for all of Ohioans. And I'm here with two of my colleagues today, Elaine Bryant. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Elaine Bryant. I am the managing director for the military and federal sector at Jobs Ohio, and it is my mission to preserve and protect the missions here within the state for our military, but also to ensure that our families and service members are taken care of.
And Alex Conley.
Hi, I'm Alex Conley. I run the Find Your Ohio program, which is focused on talent attraction and bringing great transitioning military members, veterans, and their families into our state to fill all of the incredible job opportunities that we have here.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. Very much appreciate your time. So Ohio, makes a considerable effort to attract transitioning service members and their families to settle in Ohio. Can you tell me why?
Well, absolutely. Well, first and foremost, it's part of our legacy and our heritage. We send, and we have sent historically as a state, tens of thousands of our sons and daughters into branches of the military service. The roots of at least one military service, the United States Air Force, can be found right here in Ohio, the home of the Wright brothers. And just as an aside, both Elaine and myself are veterans. Neither of us are from Ohio, but when we discovered Ohio through military assignments, or in my case, discovered it when, as a member of a military family, my family moved here. We find it's an incredible place that understands military and veterans, really respect and value service, and it's been a great home for us. But we are focused on this for several reasons. Again, primarily, it's part of our heritage. It's part of the fabric of who we are. We value these people. They make incredible citizens. They get involved in their communities. They believe in service before self, and they're wonderful people. But at the same time, they're also highly sought after by employers for many reasons, some of which I just named, but they're typically highly trained and highly skilled. They have track records of high integrity and performance. And they make a great fit in our state. They make great employees, and our needs, because Ohio is in growth mode, our employers need world-class employees, and military veterans provide that world-class service.
So how do you get the word out to military and veteran families outside of the state?
So many different ways. Elaine, would you like to take that one?
Sure. So we've done concerted marketing efforts. Last year, we did Ohio is for Leaders, focusing on some of the areas, specifically around the Beltway, where a lot of transitioning folks and government folks live. But really recently, and Alex can share some more as well, we've been really pushing Find Your Ohio. It's a program that allows veterans to see what Ohio has to offer, and it connects them with employers, and not just military and federal employers, but with companies that they can work with. It also provides a type almost like a relocation assistance so that they can see everything that we have to offer. The other way that we connect with them is through a program called Skills Bridge. And I encourage your listeners and folks, if they're not familiar with Skills Bridge, to get familiar. We have done a very concerted effort within the state of Ohio to get all of our employers listed on skillsbridge.dod, because it is a great program for transitioning members. It allows them to test out a company, and it allows a company to test out that person without the member having to give up their pay or their benefits while they're still in the military. And it's free for the employer. And so we are very excited to see that number of Ohio employers that are Skills Bridge members growing. And we get calls every day from folks all over the country wanting to come back to Ohio. And Skills Bridge is one way that we connect them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have covered Skills Bridge since it started, really. So it's been interesting watching it grow.
Well, maybe Alex can cover a little bit more about Find Your Ohio, because it is something that we uniquely developed here as a way to attract both the military and veteran population, but also beyond that broader population, so we can quickly match skill sets, the workforce with skill sets with open positions in Ohio.
Sure. So the Find Your Ohio program is, as JP said, JobsOhio's National Talent Attraction Program. So, we are looking across the country to fill shortages that we are seeing in critical disciplines within our state. So we're marketing, we're attending military base events. So we've been going all over the country, spreading the word about Ohio, talking to individuals about what great opportunity is here. And so the unique value that we offer them, we kind of say, we'll do the job hunting for you. So they submit an application through our site, and then just one application. And then we will put them in front of a number of Ohio employers across the state, all different types of industry, different types of roles. And so, we try to really make it easy for them. And on the back end, we are kind of pitching them to employers and helping find a good match to get them here into our state.
It's their own personal headhunter.
Yes.
Makes it very seamless. Ohio provides their own personal headhunter service. We want to make it very easy for veterans to find a position and come back to Ohio. We want the veterans here.
That's amazing. So what are some of the hottest, most in-demand careers out there right now in Ohio?
Well, I'll paint up the broadest picture, and then I'll let Elaine and Alex go on with some of the additional detail. But we did a study that shows that Ohio will need an additional over 450,000 STEM or STEAM discipline members of the workforce over the next decade. And we got a multi-pronged strategy to make sure we can deliver on those requirements. And one of those strategies is to leverage our desire. And again, Ohio's Governor Mike DeWine and our Lieutenant Governor John Husted have laid out a vision that Ohio will be the most military-friendly state in the U.S. for military members, their families, veterans, their families, and the federal workforce and their families. And there are a series of programs for that, but built around STEM talent. Again, close to 500,000 gap in the talent we're going to need. And we believe the veterans can occupy a significant chunk of that number. But that's the primary need from a top level.
But we also are in need of those certified technicians, the maintainers that are coming off the flight line to work here in our aviation industry. The eVTOL industry is growing. Lots of manufacturing jobs and opportunities for our skilled and trained veterans from all the services in industries like aviation and manufacturing. So we're looking for them as well to find Ohio's as home.
Well, you kind of answered my next question. What are some of the thriving industries in Ohio? Are there others that come to mind?
It is interesting. Many people don't know this about Ohio, so we appreciate the opportunity to share it. Ohio is one of the most economically diverse states in America. In fact, it's number 8 in the country. We just passed Florida to become the 8th most economically diverse state economy in the country. We have the 5th largest population of veterans in the country, while we're indexed at the 7th most population. And over 10,000 veterans a year transition from one of the military services to Ohio. So we have a diverse economy ranging from information technology and semiconductors, biosciences and other health sciences, manufacturing, distribution, and beyond. So it's a diverse economy. So regardless of what part of the military you're transitioning out of, we've likely got an upwardly mobile career path for you. And again, as an affordable state, again, we're indexed as the 4th most affordable state in America. As an affordable state, we also extend an incredible quality of life to our military and our veteran families.
Well, that's a perfect segue into my next question. I mean, clearly, Ohio has the jobs to offer. What are 2 or 3 of the big selling points other than jobs? You talked about the quality of life. Maybe you could expand on that a little bit.
Sure. So again, if you look at where a lot of the military bases are, you have military bases, a lot of them in Florida, North Carolina, many in California and Texas. Those are, I think, states that most of the population in recent memory has more information about than they do Ohio. Ohio doesn't have beaches. We don't have mountains, but what we've got is a great diversity of communities. We've got large cities. We've got 3 large cities: Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati. 2 of those cities are NFL cities, and Columbus has the Ohio State University. We've got medium-sized towns like Toledo and Dayton, Ohio. And Dayton, of course, home to the Wright brothers and home of the largest single-site employer in the state, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, home of the Air Force Research Lab. And we've got small towns, hallmark towns, and wide open spaces. So as a Midwestern state, we've got a diversity of living environments and communities that is atypical for our competitor states, who are typically dominated by 1 or 2 metros and 1 or 2 industries. So we provide a diversity of living environments. We provide a diversity of industry sectors for employment. We have national parks. We have veteran services in all 88 of our counties. And again, we have the heritage, and through our Hometown Heroes program, we have an entire mosaic of family-friendly events that we targeted toward military members, veterans, and their families, where the community embraces appreciation through donation of tickets, recognition on minor league and major league baseball fields, basketball games, arts and culture all over the state. In virtually every community in our state, Ohioans show up, make donations so that we can recognize, honor, and provide access to our military and veteran families. So it provides a hospitable home for our veterans and military and access to wonderful quality of life.
Mhm.
And in addition to that, Dan, JP hit on it a little bit, but our VA hospitals are top notch. They are some of the most amazing facilities, the Dayton VA, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus. So we feel very strongly that we can provide that type of medical care, in addition to the world-class healthcare we have in our large cities and even in our smaller ones on the private side as well. Ohio also has a tax-free military retirement income, along with other tax incentives and benefits. We have a whole guide for any veterans that are interested in seeing everything that Ohio has to offer at JobsOhio.com. We have our military quality of life page, and it talks about everything from if you're still in the military and wanting to come here, and spouse licensure reciprocity. So if you're coming with a family, if you're coming with your spouse, the state legislation has done an amazing job in passing bills to ensure that our nurses don't have to become recertified. And you don't have to be active duty military for these things to apply to these spouses. So it applies to our veteran spouses as well. And so we really feel that we've set the stage, everything from healthcare and taking care of the member, taking care of their financials with those tax incentives I mentioned, and then of course taking care of the families and the spouses who want to continue to work. And then the last piece, of course, we can't forget about the kids. So K through 12, higher education. We were the first Purple Star state in the nation, so recognizes K through 12 schools that show major commitment to families connected with the military. So it's really an exciting time for veterans and their families to come to Ohio to enjoy all those benefits.
What about businesses? What kind of benefits or incentives do you offer to either veterans who already own their own business or veterans who aspire to become business owners?
So Jobs Ohio has an inclusive economic development program where we target specific underrepresented population groups with economic tools to help their businesses grow. And the veterans and veteran-owned businesses are part of that grouping. And we provide essentially consultancy and financial resources and support to help with those businesses and to help them grow. And again, there's access to veteran services in all 88 of Ohio's counties. And so it's really a statewide embrace of military veterans and their families.
Yeah, well, sounds like Ohio has so much to offer to the military and veteran community. We've covered a lot of ground in a very short time. Is there anything else you'd like to add that you may have missed?
Well, I think it was pretty comprehensive, but I think the bottom line is we really want veterans and their families here. You know, we made that, the two of us made that choice. We're not from here. And again, maybe many people that haven't been to Ohio don't know about it, but like us and like tens of thousands of others, once you get here and you really see the embrace you get from Ohio citizens, from the governor and lieutenant governor, down to the citizen in each community, we really value their service and we want them in our community. And people will go the extra mile here on the street to show recognition and gratitude. And we want them here. And we hope that anyone watching this program that's interested will go to our website, go to the Find Your Ohio site, or just contact us directly. And we would love to talk to them about the value of being here in our state.
Excellent. Well, thank you all so much for your time today. We'll make sure that our audience and our readers have that information when this comes out in the Military Friendly States Guide coming this summer. And so thank you.
Right on. We appreciate the opportunity today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Have a good one. Have a good Memorial Day.
Thank you. You too.